What's going on? It's Zadak Leader 635 on the Jamie Master Animatronics. And today I'm gonna show you all something super simple, super elemental, and I don't know why I haven't shown it yet. And that is, no, not him. That is the Kolden Toys Macarena Gorilla. Now, it's made, of course, yeah, by Kolden Toys, and there's a certain thing about Kolden animatronics that I just don't like, and it's how crappy they are. Because the way they are assembled, it's like if they were not intended to be what they are as of we speak. By example, there's a rat that I have that has a bear head and it sings jingle bells. That thing is really weirdly constructed. I mean, it has the mouth gearbox and that's absolutely fine. It has the sound box and everything, but it's a really small sound box and the electronics have to be crammed in there. It's like if it was not meant to be part of that toy. Plus, with the motor, the cheeks, and the motion sensor, that other one should actually use at least 3 batteries, but it uses 2. And it also has a small speaker instead of a big speaker, which, in all honesty, in my personal opinion, it does indeed suck. So why do I say that this one, of course, it is by Kolden, not because I say it, but I have no way to prove it right now, but there is a picture of a black one that actually has the battery cover, and it says it's Kolden. How do I know? Well, number one, of course, it's the exact same one that I saw, only that black. And number two, it's just as not, let's just call it not meant to be as the rat. Because in the crotch right here, most Magogos or Macarena gorillas actually have a little piece that's part of the front shell that basically, it's like this in place, and the battery compartment pretty much just slides in, and it's basically like leveled with that. Well, this one does not have that. In this one, they just glued a little voice box. One of those, not really, it's not a square one, it's an oval toys, yeah, an oval voice box. And they just glued it like that. That's just, like, I mean, you can feel it's not a solid piece like the regular Magogos. It's actually it's a piece that's just hot glued on there. And it's really stupid. It even has the small battery holder and everything. And another thing, of course, is that this one does not have an on-off switch, which is the main thing that these should have, not to be triggered all the time. Kind of calls my attention and kind of makes sense why it has a missing battery cover. But as you guys can see, there's no on-off switch anywhere whatsoever. So if I just put the batteries, it's gonna start like that. So I guess that's practically everything. I mean, I bought it last year. I think it was beginnings of last year. I think it was around, yeah. I gotta check what day exactly it was. But I got it last year with a ear flapping dot, which in fact, it may be the next review on GMA, which is this one. Yeah, the ears don't work because I didn't put the 4th battery in. And the thing was fine until I turned it on, and it seemed like the only issue it had was a little dirt, and that the head was actually, I thought it was snapped off, but it turns out it's just that the screw that it has that holds pretty much the neck block, the entire thing that goes up and down, to the head, to the bottom piece of the head that has the mouth, the spring, and everything pretty much that holds the, that makes up the head, besides the helmet. Because all you see, this face, pretty much, it's a helmet. And in this case, it's made out of a vinyl material. In some other gorillas that I've seen, just like my Argentina one, and the first black Magogo gorilla I've ever seen, they do have it in solid plastic, but this one's actually rubber. And it did have screws and everything that I had to take off. These are not exempt from that. And this one had a zip tie instead of a twist tie like my others, because as I said, there's some that build it better, there's some that, some companies that build them better, there's some companies that don't build them that well. And even though the entire mechanics and everything from the ones made by another companies were actually meant to be a dancing gorilla and not like this one, which it seems like some kind of Frankenstein from the inside. Um, it's still, this one has a little bit better of quality. In like the belt is better than the others because, as I've said before, the other two dancing gorillas that I've seen before, they had a really thin belt, and it was a little black belt, and it was exactly the belt that Teddy Ruxpin uses for the cassette player. I'm nowhere near kidding. It's something like this pretty much. It was really thin, and I'm pretty sure that my Argentina gorilla will need to have it replaced sometime because it tends to get stuck. So that's, I mean, in this one has one of the clear thick belts that most of the things use, that has a round section pretty much instead of a square section. Anyways, other than that, of course, the zip tie is better than a twist tie, so that's actually good. It has a big, I think it's, yeah, a metallic speaker, just like the first generation of the Megogos out there. And I guess that's practically it. The only bad thing about this one is that it doesn't have the microphone type sensor. It has a coin, let's just call it like that, a coin sensor, as you know, some generic ones. Again, that's pretty much what tends to define if a toy is well made or not, because of the components they use. But yeah, I guess that's practically it. So I'll go ahead and turn it on by putting the battery in. These are rechargeables, and they're already too beat up. Let's see if... Damn it. Come on, you piece. I'm waiting for the damn thing to turn on. Come on, you piece of shit. Damn it. You see the shit I gotta do for these stupid ass... That's pretty much what it does, and I have noticed that it moves somewhat fast, which I like. I like it when they move somewhat fast. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what the gorilla does, so I guess right now I could just start activating it over and over, like, as usual.